I thought I was in the dip, but this must be the dip. I don't even know, man. If it dips any lower than this, I just don't even know. Total lunar eclipse, Virgo full moon, blood moon coming up. I'm pretty sure Virgo's the only placement that's not in my chart, and that's a big thing in itself, or something in it to check, whatever it is, what it is you're missing. Something else about, isn't it like every star sign has a mineral attached to it or something, isn't it? And then like whatever sign's not in your chart, you're deficient in that mineral, something like that. I was like, what? And if you have that, take that mineral, it's like solves the root of all your problems or something. I need to get back on the sea moss, because maybe that's why. But it's just been, it's just getting worse. Meltdowns have been crazy. Symptoms, I feel like ascension symptoms, meltdown symptoms, cord cutting symptoms, like even crazy things, like just so much. I keep doing these videos and then putting them as members only or private, or thinking to delete them, because it's just so raw and it's so, like, I feel like it's them ones, you know, when you're in the most cringeful, painful, messy era of your life, and then I'm gonna come out of the sleep, and look back on these videos and absolutely be mortified, but I know that, and I feel like I'm still gonna put them out, because I'm just like, that's where I'm at. But yeah, it's crazy. Even just waking up in flashbacks of abuse, and it's like things that I thought I'd cleared, things I thought I'd healed, and that have been done and dealt with for the longest time. Like, even to the point that I'll be able to think of certain energies and it not be triggering, like go to certain places where situations happen and it not be triggering. And then it's like, the more inner work I'm doing, and the more like I'm having that unconditional love for myself and falling in love with myself, it's like I'm having these flashbacks and remembering certain things, and like getting hit in the face, or getting like, and it's like now the way I relate to my face, it's like a whole different kind of sadness for myself, because it's like the love for myself. It's like I wouldn't, like, the things that it's just like no. And it's like, that's not even the worst thing that happened, yeah, like, but for some reason it's like, I don't know what it is, why it's brought it up. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Something to do with my face is like, I don't know. It reminds me of my innocence when I stroke my face. You know what this is, yeah? I feel like when I like brush the cat, stroke the cat, whatever, sometimes I'll just like rub her cheek and she'll just like completely surrender in like complete safety, you know? And it opens my heart so much I could just cry. And like when I'm in meltdowns, especially after like studying Reiki and things, like I'll put the palms of my hands on my cheeks, or I'll just like stroke my cheeks, and I don't know, like just love for my inner child, like feeling those events, realising what I went through, and realising like even with the delayed processing and like the things that I thought I was just so strong that I could handle, even in terms of the pain threshold, like not really registering that, oh, it didn't really hurt. What? It didn't really hurt? Oh, honey. And then it's just like pure anger. And all that thing of like, so much not understanding, but it's like, I wanted to be in a place where it's like I could sit with the abusers of the world and hold space and be in love. And you know, like, how are we gonna ever heal if we just like you know, cast everyone aside that is behaving in the wrong way. And like hold space for others, for people's pain too, even if I don't agree with them. But this has like caused a whole, like today getting up, it was just like, whoa. I just want to like revenge for once is what's coming through. But I don't. But the rage is there. It needs to be released, and I had a good scream and a good, you know, a good throw about. But it's a lot. This full moon energy coming up, like the energy here now, it's a lot. I really feel like it's the final push, like in terms of that blackout of everything that you've been fighting to hold on to that's no longer serving you, all the things you've been fighting to ignore, all the truths you've been pushing down, all of the hurt, all of the, you know, all of the chaos, that having to sit with those feelings, like even that, to really hold space for them feelings, that having flashbacks of things that even I've done, disrespecting my own self, my own body sexually, letting people take advantage or people taking advantage without, you know, me, whatever. And then feeling that come up in the body, like skin crawling, sick to the stomach, like feeling it physically, and having just to sit and breathe through that and hold space, because it's like, it literally feels like the event's taking place again, but it's right there. And it's like, yeah, that can happen in terms of panic attacks and PTSD, but also in terms of healing. Like to sit and, you know, to sit and let things come through you and fully, you know, sometimes they got to come up more than once. Certain things transmuting, certain memories in the body. I do believe this can be cleared, yeah. I know there's skeptical things about this, yeah, but I do believe there'll be a time where I won't feel that in the body. Yeah. Whatever that means I have to do to get there. But yeah, I feel like it's just keep going through it, feel it all the way, let it come all the way through. You know, it's like looking the monster right in the eyes. But yeah, I don't know, man. Even with the tarot and things, like I'm just getting deflated with everything because I've just been in isolation too long. I think that's probably it. Getting frustrated. So many things I want to do, but it's just not possible. Trying to navigate things. Not in a supportive environment right now in terms of like the kind of elements and conditions and things that I need to really thrive. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. It's getting busy now already. It's like 8 o'clock. $8 a.m. I make a drink, a nice hot drink of some sort. I already had a nice bath, but I feel really like literally cold. It's just mad. Even something else come up with about the sensory pain and things there, and like how the cold baths were helping that in terms of. I sat down yesterday, I thought, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how or what you're going to do to get out of this, or like, I'm going to have to do something, you know, when you're so uncomfortable, the only thing you can do is get more uncomfortable to get through it. So I need to push myself further out of my comfort zone somehow to break out of this. Like, I take the power. I say, all right, life's making me uncomfortable. Let me make myself more uncomfortable, yeah? Like, you ain't nothing. Let me take my power back, yeah? I'm doing this by choice. It's not a thing. It's just for fun. It's cool, yeah? So I just was like, I just started visualising, like, oh, I need a cold bath, let me run a cold bath. Again, like, first time I got in a cold bath, I was in there like 5 seconds and I got out. I got one leg in, the next day I got 2 legs in, the next day I laid all the way in. Within a week, it's like 20 minutes laying flat in ice cold water, and it's like the body adapts that quick. The first time I got in, I screamed. And with the sensory pain and things, it's like it's next level. But what I was guided to see is, because I was sitting there and thinking, if I was to get in the ice bath right now, or cold bath, it's gonna be like so excruciating. I couldn't face it, and I'm like, why is that? I was like, it feels like everything's restricted, like constricted, restricted kind of energy. Like all my cells are just dried out. And I was like, yeah, like a lack of oxygen, oxygenated cells. And then I realised that when I was doing the cold baths, like what actually oxygenates the cell, like what, you know, like again, the foods that we eat, the foods from the earth, 11:11. And then I was just pondering on this, thinking, okay, like this is why, like the foods that I'm eating, not being grounded, like all of a sudden I can't handle the cold anymore. Like even the fresh air, even the warm air is too cold. It's like I've got goosebumps, it's like I'm in pain, I can't go out, I can't handle the feel of the air on my face, on my body. Like I just need to be wrapped up and inside in the dark, because of the sensory overload. And the way that I really overcome that was by grounding, the food, the cold baths. Because once you get out of the cold bath and come outside into the fresh air, it doesn't feel cold. And even in terms of like the way your blood's rushing, the cardiovascular, the way everything's pumping, and you know, like fully awake and alive and in that healing vibration, it's like I really could just walk out like barefoot in shorts in the winter and feel warm after that, and feel really like grounded and rooted and in my body, instead of feeling like that pins and needly kind of cold. And like, because it's crazy in terms of how like I will just start fully, like my whole body will just be jumping, like, and it's like it's not even that cold, but it depends like where I'm at. A lot of the times, like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? It's not even cold. How are you? Literally, like, my whole body will be trembling, and you know, like teeth chattering, like, and like crazy ones. Like, it looks like I'm having a fit. But a lot of the times, it's when I'm having a meltdown and I'm outside. And actually, I can make it seem like I'm just cold, but I'm not okay, and the cold is causing more of a sensory issue. But again, to beat the cold, become the cold. And it's time, but again, it's all like a cycle, because it's like whatever you eat, it's like when I'm eating clean, the cold bath's easier. When I'm grounding, the cold bath's easier, and it's enjoyable. And that was really my perfect day that I would be having, and I was having. It was like just getting up, having a really slow, cute morning, like just doing something fun. I was going to the gym at that point, but like going to the gym, come back, have like a reishi hot chocolate, do some dancing, do some stretching, do some whatever, and then straight out in the garden, grounding, and like maybe just dancing in the garden or having a tea in the garden, and you know, stand right in front of the sun, knees slightly bent, softened knees, third eye to the sun, closed eyes and just watch the light show in the mind's eye, you know, like the blue and red veins light up, like all different kinds of cool things. Get them downloads, feel the sun like literally heating up the ground, you know, and all that neutralization, like connected to the sun's in the third eye, heat, you know, all that energy, all them codes, and that's how it felt. It felt like an electric current going straight from the sun to my third eye, shooting straight down to my feet, to the soles of my feet on the earth, straight through. It's like going straight through the earth, like there was just a cord connected from the sun through me to the earth, and it was just the most beautiful healing kind of thing. And I was doing that daily, all day, throughout the day. But as soon as it starts going, I start going a little bit off balance, or, you know, I'm not looking after myself too well, and I miss a couple of days or a week or 2 weeks of grounding and cold baths, and especially being in the UK with not having any sun and throughout the winter, and it just being, you know, damp. Yeah. It's really hard to get back on it. And it's like one day in that kind of snuggled up like this, feeling, trying to keep warm, trying to run away from the cold, run away from any kind of feeling. Like, then it gets to the point that I can't even get in a hot bath, can't even get in a nice warm bath, because even that's too much pain, because I'm already in pain standing still doing nothing. And I feel like, I'm not saying that it's, do you know what I mean, like eating healthy and grounding. One thing that I think I need to understand is that grounding, eating healthy, cold baths, and all this shenanigans is not going to take you from neurodivergent to neurotypical. Okay? I feel like I have tried my whole life to understand what the hell is wrong with me, and waited to be okay before having a life or going out or doing anything, because I was like, why am I not like everyone else? Because everyone else around me was neurotypical, or ADHD, and there was a difference. So it was like, I feel like it's easier for me to fit into a kind of, you know, ADHD environment than neurotypical environment. But still, there's still a difference. There was still miscommunications. There's still clashes. There's still don't understand how I'm working, how I run. It don't make sense. In terms of ADHD. So I got to understand that firstly. Like, I feel like I've had this unconscious desire my whole life to be neurotypical, because that's like how to be, that's what we're here meant to be. In terms of, to be successful, you need to be doing these certain things. But that's probably because every kind of successful thing I've seen has been just a neurotypical version of that, until I started seeing neurodivergent success. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure, there's something wrong with me, I'm no good, I'm a waste of space, everything's gone, you know, whatever. Because I'm not fitting into certain things, not being able to do like certain things since a child. And I just remember being so confused, even like a little girl being dropped off at them like parties when you're little. And I remember I'd just take myself off to the bathroom. I got this one clear image. I literally just took myself off to the bathroom, and I had like little chocolate coins. I just sat on the bathroom floor while everyone was doing their party, and ate my coin. And then the crazy thing is, when I was actually getting abused in terms of one specific relationship where I went through like domestic business, whatever you call it. It's like I wasn't allowed to eat to an extent. And the same way, I have found myself, I would sneak off to the shop and I would find myself sitting on the bathroom floor eating little biscuits, little chocolate biscuits that you could buy in this little pack. And then I'd run out and hide the pack. And I used to do that at the party, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. I hid them, and I hid the pack and another one. I remember it melted all over the radiator because I didn't want anyone to know I wasn't okay and taking a minute for myself with my coins. I was trying to, like, I'd rather than think I was just in the toilet. And it's crazy. And then I'd literally come out the bathroom, even at the youngest age. Like, I didn't really know that I was pretending. Like, I didn't know I was pretending, but I just knew, like, oh, this is how I felt when I'm by myself, but when I'm around others, this is what you do. I think that's how it felt. Anyway, it's like all of these things, all this love for myself, all this, like, it just makes everything harder to bear in retrospect. Anyway, crazy. After I was thinking about it, I haven't got in the cold bath yet, by the way, but as I was thinking about this and about the cold bath business, sitting down, I went and sat in the middle of my room, literally in the middle of my room, like, and I've got a bookshelf there with all these books lined up, and they haven't moved, like, they're all, like, packed in, pretty much. Like, I didn't think there was any space there for them to move. And they're all packed in there for, like, however long. Anyway, I'm sitting down in the middle of the floor, and all of a sudden I just hear bang, and it was just like a thud. And this one book that's in the middle of all these books that shouldn't really be able to tip over because there's no space in the bookshelf, just falls on its side, like, bang, and knocks all the other books over. And I just kind of stopped. I felt the energy of it, so I slowly, leant over and picked up the book and opened it on the first page. And it was April 2022 from my journal. Really crazy, because it was literally like, it showed me my perspective. There's been a lot of things that are going on at the moment where it's like, people were just like, I was doubting myself about my own intentions and how I was feeling, and did I get something wrong on reflection? Did people really, was I aware, or, I don't know, I'm not even going to go into details, but anyway, I was just doubting myself about how I was moving, how I was thinking, how I was feeling, on reflection, in terms of how other people were treating me at the time. That delayed processing one where it's like, you think everything's sweet, and then, and you're out, breaking bread, and meanwhile, the whole time you're breaking bread, people hate you, and your delayed processing never picked up on that, and you've only had purest intentions and kindness, and you're feeling like an absolute mug, and one of my triggers is feeling like a mug, and my ego's huge, so this is fun. Anyway, so it guided me to a little page just about, I journaled about being out and how lovely it was and how lovely they are and all this nice stuff about people and all these lovely things, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just cried at myself, feeling kind of sorry for myself, kind of judging myself, oh my god, how pathetic. But I've always been the same, and it really does, and it's not from a place of people pleasing. Yeah, there is people pleasing in terms of being trying to fit in terms of neurotypical vibes, but that's just how I express my love. I am kind, I'm loving, I'm sensitive, I'm giving, make people cards, kind of, making people gifts and sentimental stuff, that is me. And I don't know, it's crazy because it seems so childlike, and it seems so ridiculous and pathetic to a lot of people, and I know that because I know that's how they feel. But, you know, and I was always used to be kind of annoyed about that, but I'm starting to realise that it's my greatest asset. And I'd rather be judged for being kind than be anything other than that. Not going to start cussing out. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be kind, and it sucks to process things in a Anyway, so this book fell out and there was a little page there, I opened that, and then the next bit was literally just like an hour or whatever, a little while after I had that download about the cold bath. I opened the page of the journal, and it was that, about what I just said, and then I opened it on a second page, on a different page, like halfway through the book again, and it was all about the oxygenated cells, which had just come through about the cold bath. And it was back in 22, and it was all about the morphic field and how you can't catch anything, like you can't catch a sickness, which is kind of where only aura come from in a way, as well as everything else in terms, it's a mix of things, because it's like only aura in terms of our inner world defines what we attract. To a certain extent, or to the whole extent, that's for your discernment. And like how we can basically like share information through that morphic field, and if you have like a similar energy, you know, to someone, like how you exchange information in the morphic field, through the morphic field, and exchanging the information of the sickness, that you don't have to take that information on, and that starts with your beliefs, with your inner narratives, with your inner knowing. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that was probably because of having like a lifetime of lung infections and pneumonia and skin issues and all the things, because of just how bad my health was. Stomach issues, lung issues, skin issues, all the issues. That when, you know, all the C word job hit the planet, it was like, oh hell no, I cannot. Like I knew, like I couldn't. I can't catch this, because if I catch this could be a problem because of where I was at. And I feel like fear actually fueled me to. It was like there is no other option. I need to know how to manage this. And it was about belief, it was about knowing, it was about confidence in yourself, knowing you're safe, owning your aura, you know. And there's many different ways of doing that. Again, what you eat, whatever things that affect your life, false energy, can make things, you know, like eating food from the earth, eating foods that are full of life can like really boost your internal state, can help to boost your aura. And things like smoking and drinking and, you know, eating them kind of processed and whatever, like that can leave holes in your aura. Certain energies, certain, you know, even in terms of like, oh, it's getting busy, dark out again. But yeah, so that kind of came up. So then that's what I used to do. It's like, because what I wanted to do at that time was just literally, like when all that fear was out, was just stay inside and not breathe in, you know what I mean? Stay inside with the windows shut. So instead what I was guided to do was to go out on public transport in the peak of it, and practice with intention, with thought, with feeling, with decision, with command, with knowing, whatever, to even if I was sitting next to a man that's coughing and spluttering and sneezing, that there's no fear in me. You know, my vibration doesn't match his. I don't drop down to share his information. I don't drop down to his energy. I am well. You know, them ones, like body's a self-healing organism. I'm moving in that knowing that anything can just be cleared. And again, it's, you know what I mean? It's not about necessarily being ignorant in terms of, you know, thinking you're untouchable, unstoppable, and playing, you know, like putting yourself in dangerous situations, but it's a choice. How do you want to live, you know? Like I was out more then than I am now because it was less busy, my meltdowns were less. You know, like the trains were empty a lot of the time. And now I look back over that time thinking how grateful I am that, you know, with how much of my time's lost anyway, in terms of this kind of business, like meltdowns and things, like how many days are deleted, how it feels. That I can't give anything outside of myself the power to take a day. Like the meltdowns is enough. Like if my meltdowns are going to take even one of my days a week, I'm not letting anything else take another one. I don't care how scary it is out there, from the, you know, from the men we're meant to be hiding from apparently, or from the, you know, the bugs and disease and whatever it is. It's like I just can't, that I can't be doing that, because then what? I'm just going to, like, you know, like I feel like too much time's been taken. You can't tell me where I can't go, where I can go, when I can, when I can't, when it's safe to go outside into God's air. But anyway, let's not go back there, but still. It's crazy because it's like, I don't know. All of that happened and there ain't no consequences for none of it. Like things like this keep happening, ain't no consequences for none of it. So it's like you really got to do you, because you can't blame anyone else that they took your time, that they stopped you doing this, that someone stopped you doing that, whether that's in terms of what I was saying before about being scared to go out after abuse, or scared to go out because of something in the air, or, you know, whatever it is. Yeah. But I feel like when you literally are battling in terms of meltdowns on a daily, and I get it's not always going to be like this, like a supportive environment is going to be all the difference. While I continue to work on learning to support my own environment in terms of me. But when you go through things like that, it's, I suppose it just makes you have a different view on things, because it's not an option. Like, it's not possible to accept. But yeah, anyway, I don't even know what I've been talking about this whole time, you know. Total lunar eclipse, Virgo full moon, oxygenated cells, morphic field, cold bath, abuse, love yourself, holy auras. I don't know. It's one of those days. It's a busy time. It's a busy time. I always come out at this time. Well, that's the time I wanted to come out, innit? Can't be waiting around. I want to come out, I have to deal with it. It's just a lot of energies. There's hundreds of people on their way to their educational facilities or non-educational facilities. I've not long reached back from my little wander, and I just mooched over to open the other curtains because I only had opened one set. And I was editing the talk walking around outside, and it was about the cold bath and about how even though I'm in so much pain, I feel like I need to jump into it. And as I walked round to open the curtain, listening to this exact bit, I brushed past the deck and 2 cards fell down face up as it was on the bit of the video that was suggesting that even in this state I should put myself in this much pain already in a cold bath, even though I feel like I'm already in a cold bath when I'm not in a cold bath because of the pain, the sensory pain. And look what come out. 8 of Cups, King of Cups, 122. I'm like, are you actually mad? But it's coming through so clear. And when I worked out, it's got to have been 6 to 8 months, maybe longer, because to me it feels like a week, I'll be real. But I feel like it's been like 6 months, 8 months since I've got in a cold bath, because I was doing them at home and then I was doing them at the gym, and then I cancelled my gym membership. And time's just been going by, and I think I might have done one at home since I cancelled that. But the thought of running that and getting in that, like, I just could cry, and I'm just angry that I'm being guided to do it because I can't ignore it. I know this is what I'm being guided to do, therefore this is going to help. But the amount of pain, like, and the lactic acid in my muscles and the sensory pain, and like, I just don't even know how I'm going to get in it, because it's like as soon as one foot's in, I feel like I'm just going to cry and just have to get out and just be fuming. I don't know how I'm going to break through the emotional barriers at this point. And when I was thinking about getting in, I just got an image in my mind of, you know, The Secret Garden, the film. I remember watching it when I was younger and being absolutely traumatised when they put that pasty little skinny boy in the ice bath. And it's like, the boy looked like he was going to snap. They put him in the ice bath, and it was in like like one of their metal baths. I know this sounds crazy, yeah, but I felt what he felt in that bath, as if I was him. Like, he was sickly, and they putting him in this ice bath, you know, and it's like, I remember watching it and feeling so much pain in my body and just being so scared. And then the very first time when I did it, when I found out about Wim, it was really Wim Hof and the Wim Hof method, and Wim Hof that, you know, that inspired that, and to even know what ice baths were. Because in my head, I'd only seen it that if you have a fever in films, that back in the day, they put you in the cold bath or whatever it is. And like, obviously muscle recovery or things like that, ice in the muscles. But even that, like dancing and things, like I would use an ice pack. I'd never have thought of getting in an ice bath back in the day. So I just don't even know. I feel like that little boy in that film right now. I do not know how I'm going to get my... I really don't want to. Like, I could cry just thinking about it. And I can feel it already because I'm putting my mind there. I can feel it in the body how this bath's going to feel. But I know that until I have a painful one, I'm not going to have a pleasurable one, because I've got a 422. Stop it. Just leave it to me. Oh, I just want to. The sun's come out as well. It's sunny out. It's a grounding day. See, everything I said in the video is exactly what I need to do, and it's here. But I could cry just thinking about doing it. What do I want to do? I want to go and make a coffee, smoke, eat something, go and get some bakery goods, and snuggle down and watch a film and cry. That's what I want to do. I don't want to get in the cold bath and go and ground. Even grounding hurts. I can feel it through the soles of my feet because of like how painful it is. Even the cold or like of the ground, even when the ground's warm, but it's like because it's the earth, the coolness of the earth. And then even feeling it, like it feels like electricity through the soles of my feet, like nerve ending pain. It's crazy. But that it just in itself shows me it's like healthy and earthly foods tasting disgusting isn't because there's anything wrong with the foods. It's not because the foods are off, it's because I'm off. My insides don't like it. My taste buds don't like it because not because it's not nice or not because I don't like healthy foods. It's because my own internal state, pH balance clash. I'm craving these certain salty foods, acidic foods. With the grounding, it's not hurting because grounding hurts. It's hurting because I've got so much damn inflammation in my body right now and my brain that it's clearing that and I can feel it. If I do that for a day, do that, for a couple of days, whatever, I'll feel fine and the inflammation will reduce and I'll be right as rain. Same with the cold bath. First one, it's going to be excruciating. Been however like 8 months, whatever, since I've done that. Again, I can't really remember. There might have been one in between that, but I don't think there has been. Yeah, I don't think there has. I can't remember doing one. I can't remember the last time I did one. But I know it was around the time I ended the gym, which was, it might even be longer now. It's because I'm remembering having a conversation not that long ago that I ended it 6 months ago. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably been a couple of months, but it could have been more than a couple. It could have been another 6 months because I ain't got no concept of time. Being guided to give it a go. I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep it in mind, innit? I'll keep it in mind. It'll either happen or it won't. It's going to be happening soon. I know that it's pending. Sometimes the energy arrives and I'm thinking about it and then I get disappointed it didn't happen even though I don't want to do it. Like if today goes by and I didn't get in the cold bath, I'll be really gutted I didn't. But I don't want to. And I'm going to choose not to right now. But it's following me around like, oh, but I actually really want to do one. But it's like, no. I don't know. Inner conflict. Surrender and get on with it. Antelope medicine. Do what needs to be done. See what happens.